Greetings, peace and blessings. Happy Thursday. Oh, we have a beautiful new moon today, and it's also an Indian holiday today. I think it's called Diwali. And so there's a lot of energy in the air. We are in Scorpio season. Scorpio season is when the veil is thinnest, meaning that we have greater access to other dimensions than we generally have. So Scorpio is the energy that opens up the portals to other dimensions. And here's the thing that's so important to understand, that all of those dimensions exist within us. So all we're ever doing is opening up dimensions within ourselves that help us access other parts of ourselves that we can bring out of the subconscious, out of the mind, out of the consciousness, and into this reality. And we don't want to bring everything, but this is the time where we can access the invisible realms, the ancestral realms, those other dimensions that can support us as we are here in our earth journey. So today is a Jupiter day, and I wanted to thank everybody who attended the meditation last night, the Scorpio New Moon meditation. It was really lovely, and this Scorpio energy is really significant, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the Jupiter is still at the 22nd degree of Aquarius, and Jupiter and Saturn have been in Aquarius for about a year, and Jupiter is going to be leaving Aquarius and going into Pisces, where Jupiter is a ruler of Pisces, and it's going to be going into Pisces at the beginning of the year. And so Jupiter is still at the 22nd degree, and that 22nd degree is where Jupiter went stationed direct. So Aquarius is the mind of God. It is new, innovative ways of being and thinking. It is coming out of conformity. It is breaking ranks with the status quo. Aquarius is saying and always suggesting that you are to become someone that you are not, that you are to be something more. And where do we access the more from? From the God consciousness, from the God mind. And where do we find the God consciousness and the God mind? Inside of ourselves. And so while Jupiter is in Aquarius, many people are experiencing the things that they have been accustomed to and the ways of being that they have always done and functioned in are beginning to expire. No longer are the things available that we once were able to find comfort in and peace in. Those things are now becoming obsolete. And so you'll see that your relationships, Jupiter, Aquarius governs relationships, organizations, and who we're becoming. And so you'll see that your relationships begin to unravel. You'll see that the people and the people that organizations that you have once spent a great deal of time with or believed in heavily, like, you just outgrow it. It's just like, when you are in kindergarten and then you go to first grade, kindergarten is over with. You take the things you learned from kindergarten, they will support you in being successful in first grade, but the kindergartner has to be left behind, and you take what will serve and you leave everything else. So this Jupiter in Scorpio is really asking us to become more, and Jupiter is about faith and trust and vision, right? So the becoming more is not something that you have access to right now. It's not even something that you might know. It's asking you to let go of what you have to create a void for things to come in. And this is not always easy in our human condition. Asking people to let go of jobs before they have another job secured, asking people to let go of relationships before they've gotten clear about, their understanding of love. And, a lot of people would rather be in a situation that they're familiar with, even if it's uncomfortable, than going and being alone because they are attempting to avoid what they will have to face inside of themselves when there's no one around to blame for what's wrong or no one around to distract you from doing the work that you need to do within yourself. But Jupiter in Aquarius is saying it is time for you to take full responsibility for the vision of your life, have faith and trust in yourself, and move into the unknown joyously, curious, like I'm going someplace I've never been before. Okay, what am I going to discover there? What am I going to learn about myself? Who am I going to become? What will I invent? Who will I invent myself into? This is all good fucking shit, you guys. This is good. This is not a bad thing. But it can occur as that because what is familiar and comfortable becomes our addictions often. And so letting go of that can be really challenging. And so that brings me to this Scorpio new moon. This Scorpio new moon energy is so powerful. I would say that it's probably the most powerful new moon of the year to me. And here's why. So this Scorpio new moon is going to be at 12 degrees of Scorpio. The 12th degree is the degree of creativity. And so that means that new things are coming. Like just, it's a guarantee that new things are coming. Scorpio governs our sexuality, transformation, life and death. So, you know, maybe if people want to get pregnant, this is a good time to be doing a lot of pregnancy practice because the energy is really, really high. So if you are open and you are wanting to start a family, I would do rituals. I would open up the space, because the dimensions are really collapsed in right now and the portals are really open, and I would start doing some sex magic to create whatever you want. You can get pregnant with whatever you desire right now because the 12th degree is about creativity. Scorpio is reproduction. It's also the shadow. So you have to really look at your shadow and see if your ego is too pumped up in this, because if your ego is too pumped up, you'll block the energy. But Scorpio at the 12th degree in opposition to Uranus and Taurus, at the 12th degree. It's a complete opposition. And so the Scorpio new moon means that you are seeding yourself with newness. And then Uranus is the mind of God. It is this new energy, like what's coming. And then Taurus is the earth realm, money, value, creativity, your sensibility, your senses. So all of this is about a whole new thing that is coming in. And then guess what? It squares Saturn in Aquarius. Woo! So Saturn in Aquarius says, if you are not being absolutely true to yourself, you have got to be in the truth with who you are. You have got to be authentic, because what is coming is something that is new. You cannot carry the old ways of being into this new reality. And the thing that's so important, you all, is that the energies here are opening up the human consciousness to be something that we've never seen. So you cannot even look to your ancestors or the people or the generation behind you to know how to do this. You can only go within. You can only seek this from within, because literally the placements like Pluto in Capricorn is destroying the way that we have related to external authority. So that means that we have nobody to show us the fucking way. Can't nobody show you how to get there. You can only get there from within yourself. And someone said, I read this is an awful time for a Taurus because the opposition. Girl, let me tell you, do not listen to astrologers who are fear-based and in this Western thinking. This is a great time for everybody in the world. Death is a normal aspect. Scorpio is about death, so you have to really understand that death is not just the physical death of the physical body. Death is aspects of ourselves that need to die. So if you don't want to let go of your old ways of being, then this will be an awful time. If you don't want to become new, if you can't get excited about what else is available and be willing to discover and go on a journey of possibilities and adventure, then yes, this is going to be a fucking awful time. But if you are open and curious and childlike and expectant of good things, then this is going to be a great time. And that's what I believe. So the energy of Saturn is cause and effect. If you guys have been following me, Saturn is what you put out, you get back. So if somebody's putting out fear and this is going to be awful, then you're going to get that back. But if you really are like, okay, I'm willing to be different. In this last year, I have walked away from most of my relationships, literally relationships that were good in ways that they were serving in the way that I needed up till then. And then they started to just break apart. They just weren't working anymore. And so I literally was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm going to do without this person. I don't know how to live my life without this person, but I am going to trust it because I'm so curious about who I can become. I'm so curious about what is inside of me that I don't know yet. And what I have discovered in this Scorpio energy, if you are willing to look at your shadow, I've been talking to you guys about how I really had miswired my sexuality from early inappropriate sexual, not experiences, but involvements, right? Like being involved in the sexual energy and having deep experiences of jealousy, right? And as I do the work and ask the questions, jealousy is the idea that somebody has something that I can't have, right? So it created in my mind this undercurrent of a belief that I can't have what I want. So jealousy, so the energy would create a bit of a magnet. You know, when two magnets are not in the same flow, you push them together and you cannot get the magnet together. So the energy of jealousy would keep me away from the things that I actually really desired. I'm telling you this, we are living in a fucking energetic system and it is magical, okay? It is magical. So because I was holding a belief that I don't get to have what I want, everybody else gets what they want, but I don't get what I want, that belief system started in my early childhood infantile patterning because I would hear my parents have sex with one another and the energy would infiltrate my own body's nervous system. I would feel the pleasure. I would feel the energy of pleasure, but it wasn't tangible for me. So, and it shouldn't have been tangible because that would have meant something else, right? But the psyche is alive and the body is alive. And even though we're infants and babies and we don't have language and we don't understand what is actually going on, we are full sensory beings and we can feel everything. Even though we can't explain it, we can feel it. So I would take on these feelings and I couldn't understand it, but what it imprinted inside of my nervous system is that I don't fully get the fulfillment of what I desire. I don't get the fulfillment. So that became a pattern in the way I was just going through my entire life. I don't get that because I don't deserve it. So, I don't have that because I'm black. I don't have that because I'm poor. I don't have that because I just would create all sorts of stories around it. Didn't matter. But the result was that energy then created jealousy of wanting but not having to not receiving, and it would just keep attention in my life. And as I have been doing the shadow work inside of Scorpio, Spirit revealed showed me my own soul. The God inside of me said, look at what you've been doing. Look at this invisible pattern that's connected to these thoughts and connected to these ways of being. And now I've opened it up and I'm like, since I'm not going to be using this energy to fuel what I cannot have or what I believe was not for me, now what can I do with it? This is how the universe will take something old and give you something new. This is why you got to believe in yourself. This is why it's important to recognize that you are God in your life. Your consciousness, your heart, your body, your auric field, your energetic causal body, your effect, all of that is God it's creating the universe that you are, and then it manifests into physical experience. And this is why it's so important to cultivate feminine energy, because the feminine energy is the internal power. Men and women have internal power. If you are a woman, your internal power is stronger, right? Because you need to be able to build a body in your body. So your internal power is very, very strong. Your imagination, your intuition, your emotions, your feelings, your receptivity, your listening skills, very, very strong. If you are a man, your external power is very strong. So you can lift heavy things, you can push, you can build, you can, right? The way that a woman can build inside of her body, you can build outside of your body. But you also have an internal power. You still have imagination, intuition. Just like women still can lift things. I might not be able to lift something that is as heavy as a man, like a man who was the same weight as I am or the same height as I am. He might have more physical strength than me because his strength is external. So it's important for us to learn that the identifications of masculine and feminine are not really gender-based. They are spirit-based. They are universal terms that really help us understand how we are universally connected to energy and how energy runs through our bodies. And what I'm giving you is just the general reality of it. But if you do your natal chart and understand where it is for you, because you can be a woman and be like a Leo with an Aquarius rising and a Aries moon. And then that means that you have a great deal of external power because all of those placements are masculine. But you can be a man and have a Pisces rising and a Virgo sun and a Cancer moon, and then that means you have a lot of feminine parts. So it's all math, it's all geometry, it's all so incredible and magical, and it's all energy, and it's working for you. However your life is working out now, it's the way you're creating it. And the work is to become conscious of your creations. Become conscious of how your thoughts are materializing in this world, because this is a mental reality only. Your feelings really matter. They really matter. They do. But your thoughts project the reality. Your thoughts tell the universe, this is what I want. And so for a long time, I've been telling the universe, I don't get what I want. I can't have what I want. And then that would just breed jealousy and the universe is like, okay, we're going to give you exactly what you want. You believe you don't get what you want? We're going to give you that. And so if you're not getting what you want, if you don't have the life that you believe that you deserve, you're generating it from within you. That's the good fucking news, because that means that nothing and no one is keeping it from you but you. All right, y'all. Come and book new moon readings. And if you are interested, I did a new moon meditation last night with all of the rituals and everything. If you want that, I can send you the recording. And if you want me to send you the rest of the rituals for the rest of the month, I will be doing for the people who register, you can book it in my link tree. And if you don't want that and you just want to use the meditation, you can just send me a donation and I'll just send you the meditation. And I'm happy to do that either way. But you guys, this is a really powerful time right now. I pray that we are waking up and listening to the energy from within us, because our system is changing. And no one can tell us how to do it. We are here to become magical beings, really able to manifest, able to speak telepathically without using our words, able to sense and feel things that cannot be seen, able to move things with our minds. This is who we are, able to build realities. And as we free ourselves from the old Western ways of being, those energies become more available. Those energies that you were using to drive to work, or to try to figure out if somebody liked you, or to try to figure out how to be with your parents, or how to please Jesus, those energies then get to be used for new ways. So you got to unplug them from the old shit you've been doing. All right, y'all. Let me show y'all my the dress that I got from Egypt. It's so cute. Let me tell you, one day I'm going to tell you about Egypt, but isn't it cute? It's like a little... Egypt is a whole nother story, but I'm going to break it down one day when I have a chance, because it's the most magical place if you are dedicated to a spiritual journey. You really should go. If you're dedicated to spirit and you are learning your own self, Egypt is the place to go and the place to be. But that's all Egypt is. It is a city built on sand, and it is run by tomb raiders. That's what I would say. It is run by tomb raiders who don't have a clue about what they have access to. So yeah, it's a very interesting sort of dichotomy there. All right, peace and blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. I love you. Bye-bye.